So in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly where big law firms like Malman, Blakely, and Morgan are spending their advertising dollars at. If you don't know who I am, my name is Mula. I run Retric Solutions. We build and implement AI automation solutions to help law firms like yours save time and work more efficiently. So with that being said, let's hop on my screen. So as you can see in this video, I'm going to show you exactly where big law firms like Malman, Blakely, and Morgan are spending their advertising budgets. And it's something you might not have heard about, right? As a marketing intern, I got to see the behind the scenes of how to create a media plan from start to finish. I was exposed to many tools that gave me a deeper insight as to how the industry works and how to get access to tools that help marketers to do market research and competitor research as well. It absolutely blew my mind when I learned how big agencies have a competitive edge over smaller agencies. Big agencies have an edge over smaller agencies because they have capital to invest on tools that give them bigger insights or deeper insights. As a marketing intern at a B Corp agency, I was able to use tools to be able to do research on the big players in the legal industry to see where exactly they're spending their money, right, on advertising, right? Disclaimer, I use these tools to do my work required for the internship, and in my spare time, in order to get used to the platforms, I created my own projects that I cared about. In this case, it was looking deeper into the legal industry and different law firms, right? So yeah, these are my own thoughts and research and not associated with the agency that I was interning at. Anyways, the same applies in the legal industry, right? Big law firms have a unique competitive edge over law firms like yours because they have capital to spend to blanket the market with their ads, right? You cannot compete with big players if you don't have the big bucks, right? So I'll show you how you can create your own unique advantage over your competitors in a second, right? So have you ever heard of OTT advertising? Right? OTT stands for over-the-top advertising, and what this means is placing your ads on streaming services. These may include Hulu, Paramount, Peacock, Tubi, etc. Right? There's a strategy that comes into play when using OTT advertising that we'll cover in another video. Right? In this video, I just want to show you exactly where the big law firms are spending their money on. Right? So here's an example of OTT streaming services. So you have TVOD, which is transactional video on demand. So placing your ads on like iTunes, Google Play, Skygo, Vudu, whatever. AVOD, ad-based video on demand, is, again, you've seen YouTube ads or whatever. Pluto ads, Tubi, Hulu, Crackle, and all that stuff. SVOD and MVPD, right? So these are just examples of OTT. There's many other streaming platforms that you could place your ads on. And like I said before, there's a strategy that comes into leveraging OTT to, run your ads. But with OTT, you're basically putting yourself where your target audience or your potential target audience are spending their time at. Like Hulu. I watch a lot of Hulu movies, Hulu shows, and companies are investing money to be in front of me by placing themselves on Hulu and Tubi and YouTube and whatever, right? Netflix as well. So it's all dependent on what your KPIs are and what your specific target avatar is, and then just finding ways to put yourself in front of where they spend most of their time, right? So Malman Law Firm. The first law firm that we're going to talk about is Malman Law Firm. So from June 10th to July 9th, 2024, Malman Law Firm spent $205,600 on advertising to get 9 million impressions. So let me show you exactly what I mean. So this is a screenshot from the platform. The platform is called Pathmatics, right? It's available for everybody, but it's really expensive. So that's why I'm saying big agencies have a competitive edge over smaller agencies, because they have capital to spend on these tools that give you a deeper insights to see competitor research and do market research as a whole, right? So this is a screenshot from Pathmatics. As you can see, from the dates between June and July 10th and July 9th, they spent over $200K to get 9 million impressions, and they were running 7 creatives. These are all the creatives. Obviously, this is a screenshot, so I cannot play the video, but yeah, essentially where they spent their most money on when it went to OTT. So when I say OTT, over the top advertising, right? So they spent money on Pluto ads, a little bit of Instagram, Hulu, and YouTube, right? As you can see, OTT took up most of the ad dollars, right? So out of 205,000, they spent 139,100 plus a little bit of Pluto to, OTT, and these are the impressions that they got. Obviously, impressions are not ad dollars, but as you can see, the more money you put in, obviously, the more money you're going to get out, right? Blakely Law Firm. The second law firm that we're going to look at is Blakely Law Firm. Again, these are the images. They spent 125,000 to get 10 million impressions, and they ran 15 creatives, right? And then as you can see, the little bit of breakdown, OTT took up majority of the ad dollars. Obviously, YouTube as well took up a bigger chunk, but 69,000 went to OTT. 56,000 went to YouTube, and then less than 100 went to this website right here, right? That's called Endemic Partner or something like that. I think it is. Anyways, as you can see, they spent more money. They got more impressions. Obviously, that's common sense. And then Morgan & Morgan, one of the biggest law firms in the United States right now. The third law firm that we're going to look at is Morgan & Morgan. And as you can see, the images, right? They spent $2 million between these dates, June 10th, 2024 and July 9th, 2024. They spent $2.5 million to get 127 million impressions, and they ran over 195 creatives, right? All of them were video creatives. Some of them were static, but majority of their money went to OTT. As you can see, 88% of their marketing budget that they spent between these dates went to over the top, right? Again, this is not classified. This is not data that I'm leaking. It's kind of like you going to Facebook ad library and you can see your competitors' ads. It's kind of like the same way, but essentially the Pathmatics tool is a really expensive tool that big agencies are using, right? So if you're a smaller agency, obviously you don't have the capital to invest in tools like Pathmatics or Vivix to see these insights about your competitors or do market research as well. So as you can see, the world is not fair, but you got to do what you got to do to get more market share, right? So like I said before, 88% of their ad dollars went to over the top, which is right here. And then followed that up with YouTube, which took up 128,000. And then they didn't spend money on X. They spent a little bit of money on Instagram and Facebook. Desktop video got $100. And then the rest went to desktop display and mobile display. So as you can see, they're spending so much money on advertising, but their strategy that they're using is just awareness marketing, meaning they want a lot of people to know about them. That way, if they ever need legal representation, they know exactly who to call because they've seen the Morgan & Morgan ad or the Blakely ad or the Mormon ad so many times that it's just ingrained in their mind, right? So all this money is to say, I'm not saying that the impressions translates into ad dollars. I'm saying they're blanketing the market space by spending more money. That's their competitive advantage because they have the money to spend. They could blanket the whole market with their ads and whatever, right? That way more people know about them. And they place their ads in strategic places where they know most people are spending their time at. Hulu, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, right? So any streaming platforms, people are watching movies, TV shows on these streaming platforms, and that's how these streaming platforms are making money as well. Amazon Prime is another example, right? So just by placing yourself in front of where people are spending their time at, you have a higher chance of getting more clients through these advertising strategies, right? So again, this is a more detailed breakdown. As you can see, OTT took up majority of the ad budget, right? YouTube a little bit, Pluto TV is another OTT platform. Facebook, Instagram, we already know about that. This website, I don't know what that website is exactly. Paramount Plus is another OTT platform. Hulu, obviously, Tubi, Peacock. I'm sure you've seen Hulu ads and Peacock ads and Paramount Plus ads on whatever show you're watching or something like that. So you already know the gist of it. It's just some people might not be aware that you could do that. Obviously, there's more strategy that comes into play when leveraging OTT, and obviously it's a little bit expensive. That's why these big law firms can afford to place themselves on these popular streaming platforms, because they have the money to do that. That's their competitive edge over smaller law firms, right? So how you can create your own unique competitive advantage, right, or edge. As you just saw, the big law firms have money to spend on advertising. You might not be at the stage to do the same yet, but you can still dominate your marketplace by leveraging AI systems. Let me explain. So the reason why I believe you can create your own unique competitive edge in your marketplace is because it allows you to save time and go get more clients with no extra effort, allowing you to consistently move faster than your competitors, right? Even though you're not competing with Morgan & Morgan or Blakely or Malman, right? You're still competing with your local other law firms in your local area, right? Or your practice area, right? So an example of this is client acquisition. Your leads come from your marketing efforts, website forms, or referrals, right? Instead of your leads having to wait for you to contact them back after they submit the contact form on your website or interacted with your ad, you can leverage an AI voice assistant that's specifically trained on your law firm's data to contact the leads within the first 5 minutes after they submit their information, right? We both understand that if you don't contact the lead within the first 5 minutes after they submit their information, you are less likely to close them as a client, because one, they either forget, or two, which is a worst case scenario, your competitors steal them from you because they answered the call faster than you, or they called them back faster than you, right? So you can leverage an AI voice assistant to call all new leads, qualify them, collect the necessary case information to help you with issue spotting later on, and schedule qualified appointments for you. On top of that, you can leverage other automation systems that will help you increase appointment show-up rates, which gives you a higher chance of converting more leads into paying clients. Instead of you calling every single lead manually, or them having to wait till you come back in office to get in contact back with them, they get an instant voice assistant to call them that sounds human, that doesn't sound robotic, right? It's trained on your law firm specific data to, one, collect the necessary information, qualify them, and then schedule an appointment for your intake specialist to take over from there, right? So intake specialist example, right? Instead of your intake specialist having to call every single lead that comes through and try to qualify them, collect necessary information, schedule appointments, and onboard clients, you can help them save so much time. You can help them save so much of their time by allowing them to only focus on attending the initial consultation with qualified leads and deciding which lead to onboard. So you're taking them away from all the mundane tasks of following up with leads, calling different leads, scheduling appointments, and all that stuff, and allowing them to only focus on a pool of qualified leads who are ready to turn into paying clients, right? So on just client acquisition alone, you're able to save at least 20 to 30 plus hours per month or more by simply leveraging AI to help you take up more market share in your market. Think about the other areas in your law firm that will significantly improve once you add AI systems alone. These examples are just on client acquisition alone. Think about your actual work. Obviously, you're not leveraging AI to do legal research or anything, but all the mundane tasks that you need to do, document creation, drafting proposals, whatever, you're able to at least save a little bit of your time here and there to help you help the client get their desired case results. And by you doing that, you're getting paid, your clients are happier, and your staff are happier as well, because you're helping them save time on the low mundane tasks. That way they get better mental clarity, right? So another perspective, right? Let's shift perspectives for a second. Sometimes I like to think of things outside of the box. Even though the number of hours saved and the number of new clients you get are important, it's also important to think of what you are protecting once you start leveraging AI systems in your law firm. Let me explain. If you don't adapt AI systems, you risk your competitors taking up more market share because they are able to contact leads faster than you, which leads to more revenue going to them and not you. How long do you think you're going to last? If your competitors are consistently calling more leads faster than you, eventually they're going to take up all of your market share, right? So let's look at it deeper. It feels like your competitors are in a Ferrari 488 GTB, right? If you're not a car nerd, I'm sorry, but it feels like your competitors are in a Ferrari 488 GTB while you're in a Toyota Camry, right? You'll still be moving because the Camry still works, right? But if you are at Silverstone, which car do you think has the faster lap time, right? This is a Formula One race circuit. If you're not F1 nerd like me, again, I apologize. But essentially, your competitors are in a Ferrari, you're in a Toyota Camry. They both work, but which one do you think has the faster lap time? The Ferrari, right? So by adapting AI, you're leveling the playground. If you are hesitant to adapt AI in your law firm now, you will suffer the most because your competitors are adding it before you. The longer you wait, the bigger the gap they'll create between you and them, right? Right now, you're here. By them leveraging AI before you, you're stuck here. You're still moving, but they're gapping you. And then the more automations they build, the more they get used to it, the more they implement it into their workflow, the bigger the gap. Now you got to play catch up. But the longer it takes you to play catch up, the more market share they're taking, right? So at my company, Retric Solutions, our goal is to not have you fire all your employees. Our goal is to help you leverage both human and artificial intelligence to help you scale your law firm consistently. That's the key word, consistently, right? Our new program that is about to launch called Synergy Suite is a suite of different automation systems that work together to help you scale more efficiently. So we're not just building one tool to solve a specific problem and only one problem, right? We want to help you from start to finish, from client acquisition all the way to reputation management, and build different softwares and different AI solutions to help you save time here and there. That way you could scale your workflow efficiency much faster. So by us working with you to build automation systems from A to Z, we're able to solve any and all workflow problems that you may have in your workflow process. That way we could add AI on top of it to help you scale much faster, aka work smoothly from client acquisition all the way to getting Google reviews. You're able to automate almost everything. If you could consistently grow your law firm's revenue by 8 to 10% every 4 months without extra effort, would you do it? The answer is yes, in my opinion, right? That's what AI can help you try to achieve, because it's working 24/7, doesn't take sick days, it doesn't take off days, and if anything breaks, we're instantly there to help you fix the problem. That way the AI could get back to work, right? So obviously there's other factors that would need to be aligned for this to happen, but you get my point. I'll talk about this more in a future video, right? Because AI is just not your silver bullet, right? It's a tool that can help you reach your desired goals, right? So by leveraging AI automations and human intelligence, you're able to leverage AI to do the mundane tasks and human intelligence to make those key decisions. Because in my opinion, I don't think AI is there yet. That's why you still need humans, and you always need humans to make that critical decision on whether to onboard this client or close the file and refer them to somewhere else, or whatever the decision might need to be made, right? So I hope you now understand how the big law firms have a competitive edge over you and how you can still fight for a position in the marketplace by using AI systems to help you move faster. Because you might not have the crazy ad budgets like Moorman, Blakely, or Morgan & Morgan to blanket the marketplace with your law firm's ads, but at least the small marketplace or the market share that you may have right now in your local area or your state or whatever, you could still leverage AI systems to fight to get a bigger pool of your state, right? By leveraging AI systems, you're able to contact new leads faster, you're able to work smoother, and help your staff and yourself save more time. And that leads to better mental clarity and increased revenue with no extra effort. Because you delegated most of the mundane tasks to AI and allowing your staff to focus on the systems and the actual work that they're getting paid to do. And by helping your staff focus on client work, obviously that leads to better case results and all that stuff, which leads to happier clients, which leads to better Google reviews, which leads to more clients coming in because of the positive reviews that your previous clients were able to help you get. So with that being said, I hope you learned a thing or two in this short video. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them in the comment section down below. And with that being said, I look forward to seeing you on the next one.